If you have some dominant middle or upper abs, dominant rectus, QL tightness, this is a great trick to really help you work on connecting with your abs and getting some thoracic mobility to help get areas to let go in your abs and bring better balance to it. So what we're going to do here is we're going to sit on our heels if you can. You can also sit on a chair, and if you sit on a chair, I would encourage you to have something to kind of squeeze between your legs. And what we're doing here is we're making sure that our pelvis stays set throughout this exercise. We don't want to cheat the movement by moving from our pelvis when we're really trying to isolate what's happening in our thoracic spine and in our rib cage here. So what you're going to do is I encourage you to use a mirror so that you can give yourself feedback for this. We're thinking about our rib cage rotating and staying completely centered over your pelvis. For me to rotate to my left, my right external obliques that come down like this and my left internal obliques that come up like this connect together to create that rotation. The other part is we want our TAs to help stabilize, our lower TAs, transverse abdominals, to help stabilize our pelvis to again isolate that thoracic movement. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate to my left and I'm going to think about my right ribs and my left hip bone connecting towards each other. So as I go to do this, I'm going to inhale into my back, and then I'm going to exhale and use my hands as feedback to think about that right rib coming around and that left hip bone connecting towards each other. What you want to make sure of is when you go to rotate that you don't get a side translation. So you're looking for your ribs to stay right over your hips, which might feel like you have to kind of shift one way or the other to keep that centered. So again, that's where a mirror can be helpful to be able to watch that. So I'm going to exhale, going over there. To help make sure that my TAs are kicking in, I'm keeping equal weight in my sit bones and my belly button is staying pointed straight ahead throughout the exercise. So I get to my end range here. I'm going to hold this position and tension here as I then inhale, breathing into my back, feeling my chest wall expand front and back, and then exhale, seeing if I can take the slack up a little bit more. Hold that position again. Inhale, exhale, all that are out, nice and easy to get to that end position that you can't exhale any more air out, and then come out of it. So as you're going into it, you should really feel your abs working. You should feel your back expanding and releasing for it. You might even feel a natural lift of your pelvic floor as you get that more optimal positioning there with it. The other feedback tool you can use is your bra line and your pants line. So as I go to rotate, if I'm substituting some extension because I lack rotation, then when I would go to rotate, you can see how my bra line would go to lift up. So you're making sure that that bra line stays parallel to your pants line, ribs are right over your hips so that you might not go as far, but then the movement's actually coming where you're wanting it to, helping you connect into your abs and not use your back to get that rotation. So I like this as an easy kind of connection and reset to do during the day to bring more awareness and bias into your ab livelihood, connecting to those areas that just maybe are a little bit sleepier, need a little bit more of that movement to be able to get your abs to balance with it and also to help release areas in your back. The one last point to think about is that, okay, when I go to my left, maybe I have to think about connecting with my left internal obliques a little bit more because my right external obliques up here tend to be more dominant and want to really like push and shove. So you can think about, okay, as I'm rotating to the left, maybe my left internal obliques are kind of pulling me across versus my right external obliques pushing me over there. Reciprocally, if I was going towards the right and I still have a little bit more left ab weakness, I'm maybe going to think a little bit more about those left external obliques pushing me across rather than the right side pulling me as much, so that no matter what way I'm going, I'm biasing more left ab work and opening up or engaging that space a little bit more, getting it a little bit more connected to open your back up. So give that a shot. See how your abs feel afterwards if we got you a little bit of an ab burn without any extra equipment, getting that awareness, and then it's about taking it into some overload and applying those concepts and connections into other movements.